Hey people, it's Christina Salona here, and we got January ready to close up, and 2019 is well underway here, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about why January is such an important month this year. First of all, it held two eclipses, the solar eclipse in the beginning of the month in Capricorn. And that kind of made things serious. You know, there were a lot of planets up there in Capricorn, and it was really like a focused and concentrated energy, focusing on who, what is important, you know, the bare bones and essentials there. And then just about a week ago, a few days ago, we had the lunar eclipse in Leo. So one of the things I've said about eclipses is that they tend to kind of, you know, speed things up. They seem to speed up time or events. You know, there's a lot of unexpected and heightened energy at the time of eclipses, and kind of is just really to shift and put you on point, put you on the right path if there are you know, like a catalyst event that happens, or, you know, a chain of events that happen that kind of like shifts things, puts you in a different path, changes things up a bit. There's always often an immense amount of change around eclipse time. So that's that. And one of the other things is that January also holds two other special and rare aspects. One transpired on the 13th, and that was Jupiter in Sagittarius in its own sign, squaring off Neptune in Pisces, also in its own sign. So when a planet is in the sign that it's ruled by, it kind of like is like a bit of a double dose of the energy, okay? And Jupiter wants to make everything bigger and to expand and grow. And Neptune in Pisces is like a double dose of the intangible there. So it's an interesting aspect. They don't come together often, and when they do, I mean, this one is a very spiritual aspect. And I know, you know, why is she talking about something that happened on the 13th? And that's because these are slower moving planets, and they will come together again 2 more times in 2019, but they're not going to move far from each other. So this is an aspect that's kind of shaping the whole year of 2019. And it brings on a lot of hope and expectation, idealism. It's a very spiritual aspect. As both Jupiter, Sagittarius, Neptune, and Pisces can be about spirituality, about our beliefs and faith, and, you know, whether that's in the dogmatic sense, you know, or, you know, if you're just a spiritual person and not necessarily religious. Either fits in this category here. So you might be exploring your faith. This is also a time where if you have any psychic awareness or intuition, it can be stronger at this time. You know, it's developing, and you may want to explore those things more. These things might be more interesting at this time. So there's a lot of different ways that this can play out. Jupiter also rules over truth and the law, or anything legal. So these things could come up now, you know. And with Neptune in play, all is not clear. We may get a sneak peek at things happening behind the scenes, get the truth of what's going on behind the scenes, the things that are hidden from sight. This is Neptune in Pisces. So, you know, there's a lot of different ways that this could play out, and I just wanted you to be aware of it. You know, I could go on and on about this aspect because, as I said, it kind of makes you want to dive deeper and have a more of an understanding of these different mysterious things that are hidden. And it's really like a deeper dive down the rabbit hole. And it's almost like the more you know, the more you really don't understand. It goes deep. One of the other really cool aspects at the end of January on the 31st is that now Saturn gets in the mix here. And Saturn and Neptune, both in their own signs. Neptune's in Pisces, as I said, and Saturn's in Capricorn, and they meet in a favorable aspect. And these are two very, very different forces, where Saturn in Capricorn's very reserved and contained and is about form and tangibility, and Neptune's very intangible. It's ethereal. It's you can't quite put your finger on it. So they're very different forces, but fortunately they're working together in a positive aspect, and we haven't seen them cooperate in this way since 1996. So again, it doesn't happen very often, and it will happen 3 times in 2019, and this again can shape the whole year. And so it really, in my opinion, has a lot to do with visualization and imagination. This is Neptune and Pisces, and manifestation and making form, making the intangible tangible. And this is how these two will work together. And then once we bring Jupiter into it, the 3 of these planets are going to be working together all of 2019 and giving us plenty of opportunity to manifest what is in our imagination, to create it. So really be mindful of your thoughts and your self-talk, and and what you're doing, instead of just going through life kind of blindly. So I'll be talking more about these 3 configurations as the year goes on, but I just wanted to give you a quick heads up about it. I feel like 2019 has a lot of promise in that way. And especially because 2019 is also a year number 3 in numerology. So this is a very creative number. From anybody that can remember the old Schoolhouse Rock, when they would do the one song, 3 is the magic number, so it is. So I think 2019 holds a lot of promise.